Before we get started, if you like what I'm doing here at JC Collins Racing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to head over to jccollinsracing.com to find more ways to support my racing career as well as this channel's growth. Hey everyone, welcome to part 4 of this series where we're looking at the best GT3 car in ACC. If you missed the first 3 parts of this series, please feel free to go back and check them out. You won't be disappointed. So just to recap of the rules, each car will have their own video, each car will have 30 liters of fuel, will be outfit with brake set number 1, and will have minor tweaks and adjustments to the ABS, traction control, and brake bias on the fly while I'm driving. The car with the fastest lap will be considered the fastest GT3 in ACC. Moving right along to our 4th contender, we are looking at the Bentley Continental GT3. There are 2 different Bentley Continental GT3s. You have the 2016 version and the 2018. For this test, we'll be looking at the 2018 version since it has the latest and greatest technology and updates, etc. So this Bentley has 8 different ECU maps, 4 of which are for dry conditions, 3 of which are for wet, and 1 is for safety car conditions. So just looking at the car, I mean, it's a pretty good looking car. I've never really been a huge fan of the way that the Bentley Continental looks, but I personally think it looks like a turtle. But I mean, for race car purposes, it's, you know, the added aero and the extractors, intakes, make it look a little bit more aggressive. It's for me, it's kind of hard to wrap my head around a luxury sport vehicle like this being converted into a full-on race car, but I think Bentley did a pretty good job of, you know, in the aesthetics department. The real prize, and for me, is the thing that's under the hood, the motor. It sounds fantastic. It almost sounds like a NASCAR motor. I'm not too big on NASCAR motors, but the thing is, I love how loud it is. I mean, it's at low RPMs, it's very gruff and burly, but it produces a ton of torque. And while you're racing, that's one of the things you definitely feel in this thing, is that the torque curve is very smooth. Throttle response is great, throttle inputs are very easy, and the car picks up speed really, really quickly. In terms of being maneuverable, it's not very maneuverable, but it does feel very planted. And I mean, just by looking at it, you can see that this thing is pretty heavy. You know, I felt very connected to the road at all times. I just had a little bit of difficulty trying to get it to rotate here and there. And but the traction itself was really, really good. I will say that. I feel like that with enough tuning and enough practice that you can actually get this car tuned in to be a pretty good monster on the track. Outside of that, I mean, the car is not very difficult to drive, but you could tell that this car needs more of a higher level experienced driver to kind of get the most out of it, and a very, very good setup as well. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at the hot lap.
Just done at 152.69. That's your quickest lap in this session. Sector 1 time's okay. Sector 2 time is good. kilometers, 151.88. Sector 3 is 0.49, slower than your best.